Hi everyone. Today is about my favourite reads and my favourite books. I'm a big book fan. I love my literature and it's part of the reason why I want to be a writer. So I've just brought a few examples of some of my favourites. So the first books I ever read were, well, the first fantasy books I should say I ever read were the Belgariad by David Eddings. And they were probably the first books I really got into. I loved all the characters. They were all so funny and well-rounded. Some of them were a bit cliche, but that tends to happen in fantasy novels, I find. But I still really enjoyed them. The one I've got at the moment is Polgara the Sorceress, or Polgara, however you like to say it. She's probably one of my favourite characters, and he wrote a companion novel which kind of went through her personal history when she was born, her life, and a lot of the historical occurrences that happened from her point of view. So I do particularly like this book in the series, but I've got to say I do like the whole series, so I do recommend it. It starts with the Belgariad series, and the companion follow-up series is the Malorian. This is my favourite when I was a child, Matilda. It's my favourite Roald Dahl book, and she's probably one of my favourite characters just because she reminded me so much of myself when I was a child. I was very quiet and bookish. I didn't have a large circle of friends, and I found it kind of difficult when I was a kid, so I spent a lot of time reading, and I really enjoyed disappearing into different worlds. I think the funny thing about Matilda is her home life and school life were kind of the opposite of mine. I had a very nice home life, but my school life wasn't so nice. I was bullied, and I had quite a lot of issues with the other kids at school. They didn't seem to like me very much and didn't gel with me, so I kind of had I escaped into books the same way that Matilda did from her family with my school life, so it's kind of similar, I suppose. And of course, I'm a fan of Harry Potter. Prisoner of Azkaban is my favourite book. Didn't like the film so much. I have my reasons, but I actually discovered Harry Potter myself in about 2001, 2002. I was adamant that I wasn't going to read the books because all of the TV talk shows spent all of their time talking about Harry Potter. They were raving about it. It was on every channel, and all the talk shows would talk about it, and all the kids shows, and Blue Peter and everything else, and I kind of felt like it was being shoved down my throat at the time, so I was just completely turned off to the idea because of that. And then after the first film came out, I was in Woolworths, and they had the film playing on an old video recorder, believe it or not. So it was back in the time when we still had video cassettes, and I stood watching it for about 15 minutes, and it was the scene where Harry is getting his letters, and Vernon keeps taking them away, and he's like jumping for the letters, and I think that's when it piqued my interest. So my sister got these for Christmas, and she never read them, and I picked them up and I started reading this one first. For some reason, I don't know why, and it quickly became my favourite book, and I just fell in love with Harry Potter, and I've been a big fan ever since, and I'm a big Potterhead. One day I'd love to go to LeakyCon, but I've never been. Yeah, and the last thing is this. Oh, and it's just clicked off. My Kindle. I love my Kindle. It's been a real help for me because when you live in such a teeny space, you can't have massive piles of books everywhere because you're just tripping over them. So a few years ago I bought myself this Kindle, and it's been a lifesaver really. I love it. It's I know it's not everybody's cup of tea. I know a lot of people prefer the real book experience, but I've got to say that I love my Kindle, and is the last book I read, The Fault in Our Stars. Another YouTube related discovery. I discovered Vlogbrothers a few years ago, and discovered John Green, and I bought The Fault in Our Stars for my Kindle about 18 months ago, and I got around to reading it while I was travelling last year, and I loved it. It made me cry. I thought it was beautiful, a beautiful story. And actually, one more little thing whilst I'm thinking about it. Yesterday was Esther Day, so I wanted to say hello to everybody who was saying or thinking or lighting a candle or anything for Esther Day, because obviously she was a very special person to John Green, and I think by extension she became a very special person to everybody here. So I hope everybody is who celebrated or however you want to say it. I hope you had a great day yesterday, and everybody should be inspired by her because she was a lovely person. And that's it really for my VEDA4. I hope I haven't rambled on too much, and hopefully I shall see you again tomorrow. Bye!